Mikey, Buddha, and William Waffles.
I don't drink soda.
We're about to get Movie Pass, yo. We've been talking about it forever.
Movie Pass.
Yeah, I mean, I done seen the reviews this way, that way. You know what I'm saying? There's 100 different.
Is that where you can go to the movie X amount of times per month?
Yeah.
The shit pays for itself.
Yeah, like you go to one movie and you pay, and you can see all the rest of the movies for free.
I don't know that I like going to the movies enough to where I would want to.
I know that you don't. Well, like, if you could go to 4 movies for the price of 1, though, you would.
Maybe it depends on what's coming
what
out.
It comes down to me though, like, well, at a certain point it doesn't though, because 1 movie a month is for sure that you want to see. So the other ones is kind of just like, well, we'll go do something on a fucking Saturday midday or whatever because we can fucking do that for free now. So it's almost like I don't really love going to the movies either, but for the price of 1 to go see 4, I will find myself seeing some shit.
Right.
I'll go see them girly films that I really ain't interested in and all that shit, like, just to fucking see them, you know what I mean? Because I gotta use it up, but...
Yeah, that time when you're like, oh, I'll just wait for it to come out on DVD. You could just go see it for free.
I just got GameFly. Have you ever tried GameFly?
From the 90s?
No, it's still like a thing. It's like Netflix for video games.
Yeah, video games like once a month.
It's horseshit. So you order, like you do it. It's like Netflix, right? You go on there, like the old school Netflix, where they'd send you a disc in the mail and you'd send it back.
Uh-huh.
But the deal with GameFly is you go on there. I did it because I wanted Far Cry 5. I didn't want to have to keep renting it. I didn't want to buy it. So I go on there, sign up for the 30-day trial or whatever. Get on there. First game I put in my queue is Far Cry, not available or low availability. It tells me. So like I basically like build this queue. Of like games, you know, starting from ones that I want to play all the way down to, you know, like the last one on there was Crash Bandicoot, like remastered classic edition or whatever, which was like I don't even really want to play, but I was like, you know, what the fuck.
Yeah, you get to that point to where you're like, I need something.
You know, right? I got a 30-day trial, limited time to have my trial. Take a wild guess as to what the first disc they sent me was. Crash fucking Bandicoot. The last game on my queue.
Of course. Yeah, it seems like GameFly's been... I know they've been around for a long time, but they never really blew up and became that, like, that big thing.
No, they sure didn't.
I think that, like, EA Game Pass or the Xbox Game Pass is probably bigger than GameFly already.
The PlayStation has one too where you get like certain games for free every month. Like it's like PlayStation something or other. I don't know. I've used my trial up. But.
PlayStation View? Is that a thing?
Possibly. No, I think that's the TV thing they got.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't play video games, so I don't know. I can't really relate to none of y'all on this GameFly or PlayStation or nothing. You know what I mean?
Just think of like a shitty Netflix where they won't send you anything that you want.
I like to watch people play. I used to watch my man play Prince of Persia.
I've been trying to get an NHL and have you come get down on NHL because
I would probably learn how to play NHL if you had one. It'd be something that I could do and would do.
Yeah, I'd probably learn how to play it too because I like sports games. I remember I used to like FIFA. That used to be
my favorite shit.
And I figure a hockey game's not going to be too much different than a soccer game, really.
Not at all. I mean, like, hockey games are dope. I'll fuck with hockey games all day. And just the gameplay is super fresh. And
they making all the shit look ridiculously real now. Like, Crosby, they had a thing. It was a video game picture of Crosby, like, celebrating, holding the cup up, whatever. And I was like, man, I haven't seen this version yet. And I looked and I was like, man, hold on, this is a video game, bro. This shit look like it's the real shit.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. And they probably mapped his face and had him fucking in some suit running around the ring and shit.
Mocap suit.
In the ring? The rink?
It's the rink.
Okay, the rink. Boxing ring, hockey rink. I got it. Well, thank you guys for joining me on the show.
Squad.
Famous Deuce.
Squad.
Awesome Ty of Rogue Status here in Rogue Media. This podcast has kind of just become a big, commercial for Rogue Media and Rogue Status.
I don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true. I think that you started doing some stuff with us, but...
I think commercials typically generate business, too. I wouldn't say that...
Like, anybody who knows Natural Habitat doesn't, like... immediately associate that with rogue status or rogue media. Motherfucker already just
Very true.
Natural habitat. So I don't think that that's true yet. I think
It's a very natural collaboration.
Yeah, I think that lately we've been doing a lot of things together, so that kind of makes it seem as if. But I think that natural habitat is holding up its own very fucking nicely.
Because I'm wearing the shirt. That's why.
That's why.
I've yet to get one of those shirts.
What do you-
I believe
what do
I
you
was
got,
on
like-
episode like 1, probably asking for a shirt long time ago.
You got to be close to 50 episodes now, Booyah.
50?
Yeah.
Probably. I
Yeah.
think it's somewhere around there.
Close
You
to.
could check any and
over
every
40.
episode.
I would guess.
Like if you search in the natural habitat joint, Famous Deuce, on every episode I've asked for a shirt and I've yet to receive one. I'm just gonna mention it again because I always do. It's kind of my thing now. It's almost comical. Like
I think it's
niggas doing it on purpose.
I think that's true, but you know what? You guys have a little discussion with yourselves real quick, and I'll be right back.
That wasn't a good segue at all. He said that's probably true, but you know what? You guys talk.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk.
Talk. How you doing, dude? How you doing?
What
man?
are you drinking?
All right, I'm back.
Ty?
Guys, shut up,
I'm
please.
drinking it.
Everybody shut up.
Okay.
I'm back, and I have you a natural habitat recording shirt.
Oh my goodness.
This is one of the last ones left that I found. This is a medium, but they run a little big. Is that gonna fit?
I'm medium, but I run a little big too, so it's probably gonna fit me perfect.
There it is. Well, it happened. It fucking happened right here.
Look
on
at
the
that
air.
shit.
Natural habitat shirt for Famous Deuce. He has been asking for years.
Official like a ref with a pistol.
That's how we work.
That's right. So there it is. So now you can stop complaining about how I didn't give you the shirt and acting like I don't want to give you a shirt because I found one.
Well, up until now it was true.
I would
was-
actually
it was
like a
good.
shirt too.
Oh, really? All right, guys.
Oh, good luck.
Talk amongst yourselves for a
Oh
minute.
no.
2020, you will get a shirt, Tyler. It took me 2 years. It will take you 2 years.
All right, everybody shut up, please. Calm down. Ty, I got you a shirt. This also looks like it runs.
Medium,
This is a pre-shrunk cotton, adult extra large. And this is Icy Toke shirt.
icy toes.
Which is...
Good thing
You didn't say you wanted a natural habitat shirt. You just said you wanted a shirt.
Good thing you already have 4 icy toke shirts.
This is an
Yeah,
old sponsor.
that's dope.
Back in episode 10. So there you go, Ty. Congratulations. You got a shirt.
Thanks.
Everybody
We
gets
fuck
shirts.
with
I will,
Icy
I will
Toast,
cherish. I will cherish. I don't think that's a company anymore.
I don't think so either.
No, it's not. But the thing is still a thing. Like if you
It's-
bought
it's
icy
got
tokes,
a little,
you
a
still
little
have it
cat
in
on the
your freezer.
logo. I like it.
I think that's a skunk. You think it's a painted cat? Like in that Pepe Le Pew when like the cat got paint on it and he thought it was another skunk and was trying to rape it.
It kind of looks like a black cool cat.
It kind of does, yeah.
I think it's.
Did you listen to that podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Cool Cat Pod. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about.
Dude, I dove pretty deep into Cool Cat.
Yeah, they do. That's crazy, huh?
Have you heard about that, Jarvis?
No, I don't know anything about Cool Cat.
Cool Cat is this dude that it's
My wife is messaging me. I'm not ignoring you guys.
no, it's cool. You do what you gotta
Keep
do.
going.
Cool Cat is this guy that what would you call him, Ty? He's like a children's entertainer?
I wouldn't say a children's entertainer. He's like this middle-aged man who had the idea to finance a children's character, a franchise. It's basically like a low-budget children's franchise featuring this cool
Children's
cat
franchise,
character.
what? Like children's books? Or like,
Yeah, books, movies. He's like this middle-aged dude. He's a former.
is he a white guy or
stripper.
black guy?
A white guy.
He used to be
And
like a male
he
stripper.
basically came up with this children's character that he calls Cool Cat, and he basically created this whole universe, all these movies and books and shit. But the shit's all mad like low budget and
like real disturbing,
corny.
too.
But then like he's also got like Vivica Fox is for some reason like involved in this shit.
Vivica A. Fox.
Vivica A. Fox
Yeah.
and Eric Estrada.
You probably had no
Like,
idea what he
but-
was talking
but then
about when he
you-
said Vivica Fox.
Nah,
Who the
he
fuck
knew
is that?
who Vivica Fox is.
Vivica A. Fox. I know.
you gotta say the A though. It's kind of like Wheezy F Baby. You gotta say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the middle.
You can't just say Ron Hubbard.
No, I say Ron Hubbard. I do.
You say
You don't have the L in there.
I don't.
no. Wow, that's crazy, man. You learn something new every day.
Every day.
But yeah, I don't know why I found it so fascinating, but it's just
Yeah,
really,
but he makes these like disturbing things, like
Y'all motherfuckers find the
like-
craziest shit online, bro.
like-
I'm
like
telling
what
you, I
to
get
do.
online and I look at hockey stats and I look at hockey memes and I look at so I scroll through my Facebook feed and I look at funny pictures, real shit. If you like typed a bunch of words, I ain't never gonna read none of that shit. I just scroll right past that shit. I look for funny pictures, and that's the extent of the shit that I do online. I don't like.
I didn't
don't
stumble
know
on this my
anything.
own. I heard it at the advice, on the advice of another podcast, which we won't name because they're not paying us anything.
I'm diving in head first in the internet every day. Looking at all kinds of shit.
You
and
know what I
think-
do? I
I
post.
go way too deep.
I post them controversial questions from Famous Deuce.
Yeah,
I post
It's a
those.
nice segue.
yeah. That's what I actually wanted to talk about those today. So that's a beautiful segue. But yeah, man. I think it all stems from podcasts. I mean, we listen to podcasts. They talk about shit. We look shit up. We find it.
It's so crazy, yo. Like probably like 5 months ago. Probably 1 year going on like 5-6 months now. Roach used to always tell me like, yo, I listen to podcasts to pass time throughout the day. And I'm like, man, how the fuck do you listen to somebody just talk all goddamn day? That shit sound like the boringest shit in the world. And then I started listening to podcasts and I was like, this shit is interesting. And me personally, I don't listen to people talk all day. I listen to the story podcast. I get on my TuneIn app and I go to the podcast section and I look for stories.
Yeah.
So like more or less I listen to made up fictional stories. I listen to stories from Hans Christian Andersen and shit. You know what I mean? I just listened to The Ugly Duckling the other day, Beauty and the Beast. You know what I mean? Like the real original.
Yeah,
the
and
back in the day
that
ones
shit's
and shit.
dark.
Yeah,
That's
it's hella
fucked.
dark. Like,
Yeah.
and that's like some shit that I could listen to throughout the day. So like he keep trying to tell me listen to like Joe Rogan. You'll like Joe Rogan, all that type of stuff. And I'm like, I don't just necessarily like to hear people just talking about random stuff. I mean, I guess their opinion is
Well, it depends on what the random thing is. You know what I mean? Especially with Joe Rogan, like
I'm out here talking about random shit
it's
now,
up in
so
the
I
air.
find it interesting. You know what I mean?
but they definitely talk about a lot of interesting shit on there. But what I would do if I was you is, remember this or go back and listen to the podcast. But 99% Invisible is a great podcast where you learn a bunch of shit. And then Dan Carlin's Hardcore History, if you ever heard of that, he tells like a bunch of stories about history, but makes it extremely interesting.
Right, yeah, I listened to another joint called like Unsolved Mysteries, but it's like they talk about shit that
talk like this?
no, not like that. They
he
talk
told
about
the
shit
story,
that like we don't
but they
know
both don't
how the
even-
pyramids were built and shit. Like so they go deep into it and talk about the possibilities of how they were built and the technology that they had and that they found evidence of back then, how that was built, and like Stonehenge and all that type of stuff. Like how did these huge rock formations come to be?
What did
in
they
a
say?
circle?
What did they say about the pyramids? Do you remember?
There was 9,000 theories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at least they like. I was interested in hearing the theories because I didn't know. I was curious, like how did they get built? And there was a couple different ones that was plausible, but nothing that was definite. So I like listening to those type of. That's not necessarily a story, but it was like about something.
Yeah.
I can't just like listen to just people just talking like. So how's your day today? Like
Yeah, unless it's someone that you're interested in. But the best thing about podcasts is you could find something for you no matter what.
Yeah, there's a
No matter who
niche
you are.
podcast for anything you're interested in.
We're actually going to be starting a new podcast about the Iron Sheik that we're really excited about.
I don't know what that is.
See, but a lot of people do. A lot of people are excited about it and geeked because the Iron Sheik is an old classic wrestler.
Oh, okay. I thought you was talking about a.
Yeah, he has the big
I thought
bubble
you were
belly
talking
button.
about a sheath, like a
No.
sword.
He'll break your back and he'll make you humble.
Oh,
Put you
I
in
thought
the
you were talking
camel
about like a
clutch.
sword, like a big iron sheath.
Oh, no. Iron Sheik.
Oh,
Yeah.
I get it. I thought you were
Okay,
talking about
yeah.
a sheath, like
And,
thing you
there's...
put a sword in.
See, so there's all kinds of people that know who he is and hella people that love him. So he has this crazy social media presence where he's out here talking shit to everybody. And we're going to start a podcast just about that. Just for people that are into him.
I was thinking we should put towels on our heads with sweatbands around the towels to make it look like we have Iron Sheik like headdresses on.
That could possibly be
'Cause
racist, but I don't think so.
No, it's not racist.
No, he did it. It's Iron Sheik. Like it's a thing that we're doing.
If anything, it's sacrilegious.
Okay, yeah, that's probably right because it is some sort of sacred garb, maybe.
No,
or it's just a hat.
It's just parody. At this point, it's parody. As long as he did it previous and you're doing it in likeness of him, it's only parody.
I think Muslims are pretty much fair game too, aren't they? According to the current laws of the United States.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't think
these like no access countries and never forget 9/11 stuff like that.
As long as they did it first, man, I'm going under the rule of parody, and that like saves a lot of people from looking racist or whatever. Like,
yeah, the rule of parody law. It's fair use.
That's what it is. If I'm just parodying what you previously did.
Okay, well that's the case then. We're gonna do it. We're gonna wear Iron Sheik. What are they even? What is that called?
So you get like a towel on you put the towel on your head.
Then you tie it down.
And then you either tie it with like a belt. A belt would be fine, or like a sweatband.
Yeah, I would say like a rolled up like handkerchief almost to have like
that would be like really
the band look. Make it like actually traditional if we're gonna parody it for real.
Yeah.
But that's something to talk about later. But what I do want to talk about with you is you don't just go on the internet and look up hockey stats.
I don't, not all the time.
You also are out here ruffling feathers.
Oh, I try my best.
So this is something that you started recently, and I saw like you started asking one thing and it blew up, some controversial question, got a lot of responses, and then you were like, you know what, I'm actually going to call this a thing and start it. And what was it?
CQFFD, controversial questions from Famous Deuce.
There it is. And every once in a while you just kind of put up this question, put it out into the ether.
Right. There's no rhyme or reason. I don't put them out on Mondays, or I don't put one out every 3 days, or I just kind of, whenever I feel the need to see what the world is thinking, I post a question.
And I think that I think that it's cool that you're doing it, whether you're doing it intentionally or not, but it's creating this conversation with people, and it's showing people different sides of. Because, you get in this bubble to where you put a mirror in front of you and you think that the whole world thinks that you do, and everybody else that doesn't think that you do is a bad person.
Right.
So it gives people this fair ground, which is the Facebook comments where people love to argue anyway.
Yeah.
Right. But it's dope, though, because, like, even when they're arguing, it's more of a debate. It's more of a settled argument.
Because they're in this setting knowing what they're going to do. They're knowing, hey, I read this and it's supposed to be controversial and I'm supposed to give my opinion on it, and not just hey, I took your thought and now I'm throwing in my 2 cents.
And a lot of the questions that I pose, most of them, all of them, I think, really, if I look back, there is no right or wrong answer. It's just your opinion on the topic that I posed. So at a certain point, it's like you can't really argue somebody's opinion. You know what I mean? If I like blue and you like red, there's no argument. Like.
Yeah, and that's one of the most beautiful things about America, in my opinion, is free speech. We could say whatever the fuck we want.
Exactly.
Like, for the most part, we could say whatever the fuck we want. And there's countries, big, like, countries that, like in the UK and, like, I think it was, like, Singapore, if you say anything bad about the king at all, prison.
But
or death.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Just for saying something.
Yeah, but like,
and we can say whatever we want.
Right, but what my questions do is give people a platform to see at least why those people feel the way that they feel about whatever topic it is. It's not just like if you said something bad about the king, you death type deal. There's no segment to why he said that. That shit might be true. Or maybe the king did something bad to him, or there's a reason why. Like, on my questions, you get to see why people feel the way that they feel, as opposed to just seeing their opinion, because their opinion will make you mad or whatever. Yeah. Like, if you see somebody who don't think the way you do, you just think, oh, they're an idiot, or they're dumb, or they don't know. But this gives you a chance to see why they feel the way they feel.
Mm-hmm. And you're not always going to get, good people presenting their argument. You're passing them the torch, and it's up to them if they're going to, spew out something that is short and ignorant, or actually put their point in context and explain it. So,
and another thing is, I don't never comment on none of the questions.
I noticed that.
I pose a question.
I was like, this fucking guy.
Nothing.
This guy just sitting here.
That's what it is. I just be sitting there reading them. I be liking them sometime. And like, what I try to do is, if I like one, that I try to just go through and like them all, because then it make it look like, oh well, damn, Jarvis liked this opinion, didn't like that opinion. Like, that's not the situation. I try to like them all if I like them all, but if I don't like any of them, then I try not to like any of them at all. You know what I mean? I try to be as neutral as I can in the whole thing without stating my opinion. But we in the podcast today, we in here with the natural habitat, so I think I'm gonna give my opinion today on a couple of these questions.
All right. Well, the idea that I had was that you could go through these questions, and Ty and I can each take one side of the stance and create an argument.
What if you guys don't
style.
agree on each side of the stance?
That's fine. That's part of debate class. Sometimes you don't agree. You have to create an argument.
You're gonna have to do this debate. Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I like it.
A satirical argument. That way we don't have to present our political views.
Do I get
just
to
so we're
pick?
clear, we all know the way you win an argument is by being loudest.
Okay, well, I'm gonna turn Ty down all the way.
Do I get to pick who debates which side?
Yeah, you could do that.
So then,
gonna
then there's
get
no
interesting.
favoritism. Then there's no like Mikey be like, oh no, I want to say about
Okay, how
against
about-
that, or like da. Like,
How about we take turns then?
Yeah, okay.
okay, all right, yeah, you guys can take turns.
So the first one you read versus or the yes or no.
Because there's going to be
Take turns.
one obvious side, and I feel like Mikey and I are typically on the same side, like
Right, that's
socially.
what I was just saying. What
That's
if you
why
guys
it's gonna
don't
be.
agree?
It's gonna be tough.
All right. The first question we're gonna do is the first question that I posed. It said, "Is depression a choice?" I'm gonna say you gotta go. Mikey gotta go with yes. Ty has to go with no. Is depression a choice?
All right. I'm gonna say.
Give me some reasons
I'm
why
gonna-
depression is a choice.
I'm gonna say, of course, that yes, depression is a choice because I think that with a lot of depression, at least in the way that I've experienced and other people, there's ups and downs. You know what I mean? You get low lows and then you get low highs, and you kind of have these ups and downs. And it's been proven by science that with proper diet, exercise, you can, reverse these effects of depression and actually give yourself these things that will make you happier, change things in your life. And you are deciding not to do that consciously at certain points when you're at these highs, when you can actually do something about it. You don't. Depression's a choice.
I would argue that depression's not a choice because I've had my battles with depression, and it seems to me typically it comes at times when I should be happy, when things are going well, when I have very little to really complain about. I will all of a sudden find myself battling depression, and it's like, wait a second, I'm completely conscious that things are going well for me, that I have no good reason for me to be feeling depressed, for me to feel down on my life, for me to not feel good about myself, yet it happens.
Yeah.
It just happens, and it's like, wait a second, I'm aware that it's happening. Why can I not control this? Why can I not prevent this? Why can I not stop it? Why am I sitting here knowing that it's happening, yet I still can't curb it? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if that's not...
Well, when you're in a time when you're not feeling this depression, then what you should do is set up, paint cans on strings in your house, possibly heat up some doorknobs, nails on the steps underneath the snow. That way, when the depression does come lurking around, it will have a bunch of booby traps to go through. And why have you not moved to Canada, where the healthcare is free? And you could wait in a long line for 5 years to get your depression cured with medicine. Depression is a choice.
I've attempted to have my depression cured by medicine, and the medicine
In Canada? In Canada?
No,
in
but
Canada?
they prescribe.
In Canada?
He's never
in
tried
Canada?
to go to Canada.
No, I've never been to Canada, Michael.
Okay. But you did, and whatever they prescribed you didn't work?
It often leads to more depression,
Very true.
or it leads to
numbness,
right,
And then
or
in the morning,
codependence.
all those.
Yeah. leads to codependence,
yeah. I've got an
too.
addictive personality, which leads to potential abuse of said medicine, which then leads to further depression.
All right,
Very
I
true.
guess I see both arguments.
So what would you say?
Point Tyler.
I'm gonna give both of y'all a point because it's not fucking scored. But I guess I'll give my opinion on it since I never ever give my opinion on none of this shit.
And then
Is
we'll get
depression a choice? Nah.
I'd agree with you. I would agree with you too. I don't think depression's a
Depression
choice.
is not a choice.
It's not a choice.
It was really hard to argue that, but I think I did a pretty good job.
Right.
You
I
know,
mean,
you know,
I can see why some people would say that depression is a choice, but I mean, when I was in jail, this is where it come from. This is where the question came from. I'll tell you exactly where the question came from. I was in jail, and we was all locked up. We had to do these group meetings. I had to go to this mandatory CA, NA, and AA for 2 hours each day. They was spread out throughout the day, whatever, throughout rec time and all this shit. But I had to go to these meetings or whatever. And in the meetings, dude was like, yo, man, are you mad? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, are you mad that you're in here? And I was like, I'm not, like, currently pissed off right now, but, like, yeah, I'd rather be gone. He was like, see, you're just choosing not to be mad. He was like, anger's a choice. He's like, right now I could get up, slap you in the face, and no matter your initial reaction, you choose to be mad about it or not. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like, I didn't really say nothing about it at the time, but I'm at a certain point, I think that anger is a choice. Like, right now, you go outside and to leave, and your windows be busting on your car. And, like, I mean, you choose to get mad about that, or you choose to, oh, well, shit happens, and da-da-da. Like, I'm sure you know these type of people that are so, like, passive-aggressive, and you're like, dude, how are you not mad about certain things, da-da-da. And it's like, because anger is a choice.
Yeah.
And so, is sadness a choice, too? Like, can you choose to get sad about certain things? Like, let's say you break up with your girlfriend today or something, like, is that a choice to get sad? I almost feel like maybe it is, but at the point where it reaches depression, it's not a choice no more, because now you are involuntarily being upset.
If you would have asked me like 5 years ago, I would have said, yeah, it's probably a choice. But like, I feel like now that I've experienced it to an extent, right. I'm like, okay, I can see, I get it now.
Yeah.
You know, this shit isn't a choice.
Right, exactly.
We got somebody in the house.
Somebody's visiting us. The cameras aren't on, so.
No, we have no idea who it is. Someone will possibly be sneaking up the stairs and into the studio.
Probably Nicholas.
I'm guessing Nick.
I'm going to call Nicholas.
He said he wasn't off until 1.
Yeah, he's a liar. He's a known liar.
Yeah, I have heard that about him.
I've caught him in many lies personally. So.
All right, you got another one for us?
I do.
It must be the downstairs tenant.
That's my answer. I got.
Hopefully we don't get locked in.
I'm gonna say no. Depression is not a choice. Okay, here we go. This was one. I don't even know if.
How was that controversial though? That wasn't. I mean.
Well, that was his first one, so let's give him that.
Okay,
let's see if they get more.
It's controversial because if you look at the answer, some people are like, obviously not idiot, and some people are like, well, duh, yeah, it is, dummy. Like,
it wasn't very controversial, but maybe they'll get more controversial. It wasn't even called Famous Deuce's controversial questions yet. Yeah, that was just a question, right?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so this is the next one, the question that I posed.
All right.
I said, your train is derailing. You can save cart A or cart B. Cart A has 6 kids in it, ages 4 to 9. Cart B has 8 doctors in it, ages 30 to 50. You can only save one. Which one are you saving, and why?
See, now
6 kids or 8 doctors. The ages of the kids are 4 to 9. The ages of the doctors are 30 to 50.
Okay, who gets what side of the argument? Who gets the kids?
Look, you're getting so excited right now, Mike.
Who gets the kids and who gets the doctors?
You're like, I want to know. Let's see. I'm gonna let Ty pick. What do you want to pick, Ty? What do you want? Just because Mikey is so excited about picking one of these, obviously, I can't give that to him.
I don't care. I'll take the kids.
All right.
Oh, all right. That's
children.
easy. I got the easy.
Okay. I need another beer, so camera can watch me go get a beer.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Keep talking.
Okay. What do you? What's your argument, Ty? Why are you going to save these kids?
Well, first off, granted, you do have 2 additional lives with the doctors. That's how it was, right? 6 kids, 8 doctors.
Yes.
You got to look at how much do these doctors have left to contribute to society? Ages 30 to 50, you're looking at, another 30 years at the very tops that they're going to contribute to society, whereas these children could be contributing to society upwards of another 60 years. They could be paying taxes, they could be, potentially curing cancer. Who knows? Maybe these children grow up to be some sort of super doctors.
Maybe
we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe these children grow up to clone themselves. They all have clones doing twice the workload. All of a sudden, 8 doctors isn't so much, is it?
That is a very good point.
Boom.
But I would say that for right now, the doctors, They're already doctors. There's not a good chance that these kids are going to grow up into doctors. How many was it? 8 kids, 6 doctors?
You don't know that, especially after being...
No, 6 kids, 8 doctors.
Being involved
kids,
in some sort of crazy train accident, that's the kind of thing that's going to turn your life
present
around
my
and
argument,
get you
please?
on the right track.
Can I present my argument, please? That was good. But I think that, these doctors, they're already doctors, age 30 to 50. There's a couple extra ones. And, doctors are old as shit. I don't know if you've ever been to a doctor that's under 70 years old.
Also, think about these doctors. They've made a good income being doctors. Who's to say they're not going to retire at 55 and go off and fucking marry a 20-year-old fucking, little college broad and go live and do jack shit for the world the rest of their...
I assume that these doctors all love helping people and will continue to doctor and have bedside manner.
I can't wait to get both of your guys' real, actual opinions on this after you guys finish your arguments. So I'm going to let you finish.
So these doctors, they're already doctors. They're killing it. They're 30 to 50, which they could all be 31. I don't know. That's just between 30 and 50. They could all be 50. But they got plenty of years left of doctoring. Kids are assholes. There's way too many kids in the world. In 1970, there was 5 billion people on the planet. Now there's almost 8 billion people in like 50 years. And now all these new kids are having kids.
You know what? Any doctor that I'd want to have would offer to give up their life to save those children.
I don't know if that's true.
I think it is. I mean, I wouldn't want some doctor that's gonna
Be a coward and run.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, well, my real answer, and I'll send this to you, is this is how was this set up initially? It's like some sort of train accident? The train car?
I said your train is derailing and you can only save one cart A or cart B.
How are you saving this cart?
Why can you only save the one cart?
Nigga, you going too deep.
Okay, all right.
You're like trying to set up the logistics of a train
Okay,
crash.
here, look.
If I did set it out and give you the actual logistics of, some kind of way that it's either A or it's B.
I'm just saying, like, how are you able to save one and not the other?
Check it out. This is the classic way that this question has been asked because I saw this whole video about it.
Because train cart A got the engine.
It's a basic question of ethics.
Here, look what it is. How it's set up. Like in the one that I saw was there's a train going down a track, right? And on the track there's a split that is coming up on the track where it can move off to 2 different ways. And on the way that it's going is 6 people that are standing on the tracks unaware that the train is coming. They're like construction workers that have fucking earplugs in looking the other way. And then you can pull this lever that you're next to, but you're too far away to help them and yell. You could just pull the lever, which will divert the train to another track where there's one person that will die. Now, the question is, will you pull the lever to kill one person instead of 5? And they set up this experiment with actual people.
Yeah, but
put them in charge of an actual.
One person was like a person that like they personally knew or some shit.
No. It was a stranger. It was just a construction worker, and they set it up to where they put this person in charge of this. They were coming to be a temp at some train thing. They show up. They're in this room. They have this control panel, and the dude explains to them like how to switch the tracks. And they're watching video that was pre-recorded, but they think they're watching live video. And the train starts coming, and there was only one person that touched the switch. Everybody else was like, once they touch it, then they become responsible. But if they don't touch it, then it happened, and they just saw it. And they were like, that was a horrible thing I saw. But then they killed the guy.
Deep into the question, though. You're like trying to make it about like logistics of how it could actually happen. This was just, we could make this about any other situation.
Answer?
Are you saving?
Okay, well, look, I'm building up.
8
I'm building up to my answer, which is most likely knowing the way that the human brain works, and that I am just a human, just a dumb, monkey person.
No, just a
walking
regular
around. That I will most likely save neither. I will most likely do nothing. Is my answer.
That's not an option.
It is an option.
No, it isn't.
It's an option. You want to get controversial? It's an option.
No,
that's my option.
Like you're taking the sucker route out, yo. Like you're taking the sucker route. You're not picking A or B, yo. That's not how the question was designed. Yeah.
Well, that
I mean, do you want me to sit right now and map it out to where it's possible to where if you do nothing, then A is gonna die, and versus if you do something, then train B is gonna die? Like I can sit here and map that out.
If you did that, it's mapped out. Just that explanation is done.
Okay,
yes.
if you do nothing, then the kids are gonna die. If you do something, then the doctors are gonna die. Now what?
Kids are gonna die.
So your kids are gonna die in your situation.
I would say if I were
that's
to
the situation. I just put it out there.
in a hypothetical situation, I would save the kids. I'd be like, I would save those kids. But when it really came down to it, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would do it because so many people don't do it. And since I know that people don't do it, maybe I'll do it now because I'm thinking about it. There's really only
you literally
dude.
just
There's
had
a train.
both answers right
There's
now.
a train right here. Let's kill some kids.
You just said both answers right now. Like, so who are you saving, bro?
Well, I would want to save the kids, but I don't think I would.
You think you would save the doctors?
I think I would do nothing, which in turn would kill the kids.
No, which
that
in
make
turn
sense?
would save the doctors.
Does that make sense to anybody?
No, it doesn't. 'Cause
What would you do?
It sounds like you're trying to like
I just save the
take
kids.
the easy way out.
I mean, there's probably no right answer, but I would
No,
feel
yeah,
better
there
about
definitely
myself
isn't a right
saving the
answer.
kids than I would a bunch of fucking middle-aged men. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd feel like good about myself if I've saved the children.
That's the easy answer.
I'm saving the doctors. I was not gonna comment on there. I'm sure I was gonna get a bunch of backlash, but this is what it comes down to me: quantity and quality. To me, quantity. If it comes down to you can save 6 people or you can save 8 people, you have to choose right now. I'm gonna save 8 people over 6 people. So that's quantity. It's out. It's knocked out. When it comes down to quality, these doctors have the potential to help and save so many more people than these kids have the potential to save. Maybe they have the potential to save, but these doctors are already doing it.
What if they have the potential to start the X-Men? What if they have the potential of doing all kinds?
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
I'm not looking at potential. I don't know what these kids' potential is.
Right.
I know what the doctors are doing right now today. They are saving people today.
But they don't have the X-Men popping off. They don't have a Blackbird jet.
So if we're going with quality of life,
where's the Blackbird jet,
you know what I mean?
Jarvis?
Like, let's say you had to
Where's
start
the Blackbird jet?
Let's say you had to start a community right now. You want 6 kids who have potential to do whatever they want, or you want 8 doctors in the community. You want 8 doctors, so don't be an idiot. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you
Well,
can-
that
you
seems
can-
like
you can
that seems
say
like
whatever
too
you wanna
many
say.
doctors almost.
Okay, well, there's no such thing as too many doctors. I don't believe that.
You should spread out skill sets. I mean, if I'm starting a community, I don't want all doctors.
Oh, so I guess you would take the 6 kids?
Because then where's the carpenters? I would train these kids to be carpenters, and I'd have one be a doctor, of course.
So you would take the kids over the doctor?
Yeah, and I put them all through a fake
That's
school.
not me. I'm going quantity and quality, and I think the quality of life of 8 doctors
No,
is
that is
more
that is a really good point.
than the quality of life of 6 children. I mean, I guess in the current state of picking the answer today, you know what I mean? Like today, there's already 8 doctors that are helping people. Doctors aren't hurting people. I mean, not on purpose. They're not doctors to hurt people on purpose. You could be a psychopath or a serial killer to hurt people on purpose. You didn't go to college and study all this shit to fucking hurt people.
I mean, also you got to think these doctors. I mean, they're doctors. Just cure yourself of their train injuries.
I mean,
So that
going
shit right up.
doctors.
If I learned
that's my
anything,
answer.
if I learned anything from Far Cry, they could just kind of go and like pick each other up, and everything would be
Yeah,
fine.
they just regenerate.
Yeah, just hold X, doctors. Fucking Jesus Christ.
I think the quality, you got to go with the needs of the few over the needs of the, or the needs of the many over the needs of the few. So
That's definitely a tough one because there's good reasons to do both. That's why I left it to, psychology.
okay.
All right, so you got another one?
All right, I got one for y'all, motherfuckers.
Oh shit.
In your opinion, should white people be able to use the word nigga in public without public backlash? No, it doesn't say in public. Should white people be able to use the word nigga without public backlash?
I already answered this one when you posted it, so you know my take on it.
And what was his answer?
I don't remember.
What was your answer?
Oh, I'm not gonna give that now.
No? All right.
Why? You were like, you're gonna
Okay,
have to
well-
do it anyway.
Yeah, my take is no.
No?
Well, no. Actually, no. It's not no. It's not no. It's a free country. Say what you want, but be prepared to catch an ass beating or some other shit. Be prepared to deal with the repercussions because no one person's opinion of how they take that is going to be the same. So be prepared to deal with the repercussions regardless of who you're dealing with. Because
That sounds like yes.
just because you're one.
That sounded like yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then yeah. I will. It's a yes, but it is a free country.
Yes, but.
Just like, I mean, if you don't like it, you should be able to walk up and confront the white person about that and possibly punch them in the face. You know what I mean? Like it's a,
yeah, but
it's a
like,
free
what if I
country.
don't like that they have blue glasses on? Should I be able to walk up and punch them in the face over that?
Yeah.
That doesn't make it like. I don't
Free
think that
country.
you believe that.
You should be people should be able to do what they want, but be prepared to deal with the repercussions. Now, do I think it's right? Am I going to do it? No, I think it's wrong.
You think it's wrong for white people to say the N-word?
Yeah, I mean,
I
more or
think
less.
I think it all depends.
Have you never used the N-word, Ty?
Sure. I mean, who hasn't?
I think it all depends.
Well, then you're wrong.
I think it all depends on the.
I mean,
He said, "Sure, who hasn't?" That's how
anybody that says that,
nonchalantly-
anybody that says that, oh, I've never, those words have never come out of my mouth in any situation under any
He
circumstances. I
nonchalantly
feel
said, "Yeah, who hasn't?" Like, so then you do feel like that. Like, do you feel like you should have got your ass whooped?
yeah, maybe.
Like, so then you feel like that white people should be able to say the N-word without backlash.
No, I don't feel like.
So then you feel like you should have got your ass whooped when you used it then.
Well, here, look. Let me throw my opinion in here, okay?
There's no both ways.
I think that it all depends on context and the meaning of the word when you're saying it. Like, words are words. This
Say it right now.
nigga.
Say the ER.
I don't want to do that.
So it is
No,
the word.
look. Whether somebody whether I say nigga or nigger right now, it doesn't matter because I'm not saying it with hate behind it.
We know what's going on.
It all
I mean,
depends
how-
on the context and it all depends on.
That's ridiculous.
Ty,
with.
I want to hear you say nigga and nigger too.
No, I'm not going to say it just for your personal amusement.
No, I
Absolutely
wanted to
not.
see
I
how
said it.
powerful the
I
word
said
is
it
to
for
you.
him.
To whether even if you're just like, yeah, I'll say it right now because
Because when it becomes
means what
this,
it means or whatever.
when it
like,
becomes this magical thing, then
wanted
it's
to-
like it gives
well-
it gives it power.
Well,
you know what
each
I mean?
individual gives it its own power. Like right now, you just made that word powerless. You're like, I'll say it right now because it's not a big deal in how context. I'm like, okay, Ty, so you do it. And you're like, yeah, I hold it on a different level than Mikey does.
But
I mean, I'm not gonna say it. Like
but that's fine.
that's right. I just wanted to see where you hold it personally.
So I guess I took the yes side and you took the no side.
No, Ty took the yes side because he said that
I said it and
yeah.
he didn't.
No, I think
No,
that.
he took the yes side though.
Are you asking me, like, what? It's a tough question. Are you asking me, should white people say that?
No, I'm saying
Or-
should there not be backlash for white people?
Define backlash. Define backlash.
Backlash is physical violence towards you,
Or any sort of confrontation at
Yeah,
all.
confrontation. Like no one has backlash when Cat Williams goes on
you
live
should-
and he says honky's this and white people da da da. It's funny as hell. But when Kramer got up
It's
there
not.
and
It's
did a
not
bit
for me
about
to decide whether there
niggas
should be backlash
and
or not. But
niggas-
if you're gonna say it, you should be prepared for the backlash.
Okay, so I know it's not up for you to decide, but that's why it started out. In your opinion, should white people be? That's why, in your opinion,
Without backlash?
Yes,
No,
without backlash. Okay.
not without backlash.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not for me to decide. It's not for me to cause that backlash. But you should be prepared to deal with the fact that a lot of people, that word cuts very deep. You know what I mean? More so than others. But you got to be prepared for the repercussions of that when you.
I've hung out and been around white people like my whole fucking life, so I just know a lot of white people that use the word,
Sure.
that feel like it's just another word, and
In a lot of circles,
and they
I'm sure
feel
that's
like
very
they're
common.
like, yo, fight me, I don't care, you know what I mean? Like whatever, I'm gonna say it anyway because that's where I'm from, da da da. But I know white people that will never ever use the word da da da, and so I was just kind of seeing where everybody's head was at as far as their stance on the word and as far as the backlash, because I know a lot of white people that feel like, yo man, y'all walk around saying it all the
Yeah,
time.
I
So
find-
what's the big deal if I say
the
it?
people that are the white people that are willing to fight over it are the ones that I find crazy. Like, remember that rapper chick Krayshawn or whatever that was from the Bay? She's all, yeah, I'm gonna it's it's one thing to say it, I think, but to take a super tough
Super hard
stance on it
stance
and
on
be
it.
like, that's when it kind of becomes because you got to at least understand how that could be sensitive to some people.
The clown dude, Joker, I think.
Yeah.
That says it. He says it right.
Yeah, but
That dude's black.
he's a quad.
He's at least half black.
He's quarter black,
So no one knows how black he is, but he's a white dude who says it.
half black,
He's
quarter
got-
black. I think he might have just said that so he could say it though. I'm not sure.
He was like, "Yo, I don't care. I'm gonna say it as much as I want." He's like, "Nigga,"
but,
in one of them songs. I was like, "Damn, I like this dude kind of," because he was like, "I don't give a fuck."
But I do agree with what you're saying, Ty. That you never know how the person is gonna take it when they hear it, and that goes with anything. That goes with, you know, any sort of slur to any type of person. That goes with faggot. You know, a lot of people are offended with that now. It goes with religion. A lot of people get offended. I'm constantly outspoken about how I believe in no higher power or God or heaven, and it really offends people sometimes when they hear that shit. And I don't know if it's, you know, because I'm challenging their faith or whatever it is, but you never know how people are going to take things. And I think that there definitely people shouldn't be able to say whatever the fuck they want without repercussions, but people should be able to say whatever they want.
Yeah.
So I agree with Ty.
All right.
So there should be repercussions for anything you say. If I go to work right now and I'm like, man, fuck this place, I'd kick my boss's ass if I could. And then he heard it and he was like, okay, well now we're going to fight or you're fired. You know, I have to deal with the repercussions of that, even though I said nothing wrong.
You shouldn't be jailed for that. No. Should you be like, you know, necessarily even like, you know, die for that or anything? You know what I mean? Like the consequences shouldn't be dire, but you should be prepared to deal with them. You know what I mean? Like,
and especially like, you know, there's a lot of people that see things a lot of different ways. That's the melting pot of the world. People get affected by different things differently, and you know, it all depends on the situation and where you are. You know what I mean? Like, and how you say it, in my opinion.
You know, and sometimes it's harder to defend free speech when it doesn't suit your argument, but you got to, at the end of the day, remember that like free speech is free speech and everybody has to get it or nobody does.
Okay, now I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Should anybody be able to say tranny? Because that's off the table right now. You can't even say, and chicks with dicks is even worse.
I think that you should be able to say tranny because it is a short for transgender. It's no different than saying homo because that's short for homosexual. A tranny is a transgender person. Yes, so it's literally the shortened form of the word.
It's literally the Mikey of transgender.
Yeah, I mean, it's
if you call a motherfucker Mikey and his name is Michael, then yes, it's a shorting version.
Same argument for me. I mean, you could say
absolutely be able to say that
tranny till the cows come home, but if a transgender person happens to hear you and wants to come over and squabble about it, be prepared to deal with the repercussions. And they probably fight more like a man than a woman, so you need to brace yourself for that.
Yeah, I mean,
depending on which way they went, for sure.
They probably still fight like a man. If it was a woman who wants to be a man, then she's fucking fighting as hard as she can because she wants to be a man. And if it's a man who went to a woman, then he's still got man strength.
He's got
so
testosterone.
Both of them still probably fight like a man.
Do you think that that men that transition into women should be able to play women's sports?
No, what kind of dumb shit is that?
Yeah, that's probably a hot button issue, but I feel like no.
It is a hot button.
No, that's not a hot button issue. That's cut and dry.
It's a real. I mean, Pete, there's a lot of debate about this.
I seen that wrestler, the male wrestler that transformed into a female or whatever.
You gotta,
and then she got into female wrestling, and then she won a bunch of championships and shit.
Okay, it's like no,
that's not fair, bro.
Your mind may, like the only part of you that's really, really a woman is your brain, and then that's fine.
Other than that, you got man strength.
I'll still everything else I'll give you, but when it comes to like the physical side of it, it's like, come on, you have testosterone, not estrogen.
Yeah,
it comes down to chemical hormones.
Mm-hmm. And you had a chance to build like this man body and then turn into a woman.
Yeah, because there's no way to not build your man body like.
Even if you do nothing,
if you're gonna, as a man, if you're gonna grow, then you're gonna grow. Like it's what it is. Like you got a man body, yo. You got man strength.
We don't own the league, so we can't do anything about that. You got another one?
I do. I got another one.
All right,
here we go. This one's kind of hot, yo.
This is a lot of fun.
In the last week, y'all was like, yo, the shit wasn't controversial. Now you're like, woo, it's getting controversial in here. All right, here we go. 2 of your good male and female friends start dating.
I'm just going to take that clip of Mikey saying the N-word, use it completely out of context on like a soundboard where we podcast
now. All right. 2 of your good male and female friends start dating. One cheats on the other. Do you tell your friend on your other friend, or do you mind your business?
Man code, baby.
Shit.
No, but, I mean, what if it's your man? What if it's the girl that cheated on the dude?
Man code. No.
So no matter what,
I don't
the
know.
dude's side.
Like obvious, like you're good friends. You were obviously good friends with Brandy well before I was around ever at all. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously you're good friends with her and him in this situation.
No, I keep out of it no matter what.
So you say mind your business. That's
Mind your business, regardless of who's in what role. I just keep it to myself. That ain't my, I ain't the one to go putting people's shit on blast.
Even your friend to your friend.
It's tough, but
It's tough. I'd be like, what if I found out that you knew that Brandy cheated on me? Well, no, because this is what I did with the question. I personally didn't like insert myself or anybody that you specifically knew into the question, because then you could be like,
right.
You'd be like, oh, well, I wouldn't tell Rod on Jan, but I'd tell Jan on Rod.
Yeah, I
but
mean, there's
just generally either you're gonna tell or you're not gonna tell.
I mean, I'm sure there's certain situations where it would sway, but for the most part, I'm not telling.
You're not telling. All right, what are you doing, Mikey?
Yeah, I don't think I'm telling either. That's really none of my business. And unless, I mean, like, it's not very, it's not very, like, I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's not very.
I don't know either. I'm waiting for the word.
It's not gonna happen to where I'm, like, gonna see them fuck, like, come across them fucking. So, like, if I see them, like, hanging out somewhere or doing something somewhere, then it's none of my business, because I might jump to conclusions.
I mean, I might dry snitch a little and suggest.
I
might dry snitch a little and suggest that they take a look at their situation, but I ain't gonna come right out with it. You know what I mean?
Ty said, where she said she was at on Thursday? She said, okay. She said she was with Jan. Okay, that's crazy, because Jan was wearing at least. So that's crazy.
That's crazy.
I don't really, you know what I mean?
Then he'll be like, peace.
So. Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. That's for you to decide.
I don't know where your girl was. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I just know that Jan was with my girl, so I don't know where she said she was at. But the nigga said I might dry snitch a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just a little. I mean, if you ain't got nothing going on.
I mean, he said, what?
Do it up.
I don't know. This is crazy, because I got a lot of, like, male friends that started dating, like, my female friends type deal. Like, really, I'm from Toledo. This shit was interchangeable for a minute. Everybody was dating their fucking body. And I'm sure y'all from around this little-ass town, too. Y'all know the deal. Everybody done been with everybody else and shit. Like,
yeah.
So, it is what it is. But, like, at the end of the day, I ain't no motherfucking snitch, man. I can't tell nobody on nobody. I don't care. Nobody. And if you my friend, then you know that. And you, like, respect that. Like, it's cool, bro. I see why you couldn't tell me, man. Like, I get it, bro. I think that's what my friend would say. Because that's what I would say to my friend.
Yeah.
If a motherfucker knew that my wife cheated on me right now, one of y'all knew, and I found out later that y'all knew, I guess you're not, like, friends with my girl as much as, like, Ty is or whatever. But, like, I'd be like, bro, I get it, man. That's your friend too, man. You was stuck between a rock and a hard place, and you just chose to not get involved in the shit, and I commend that type deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so at the end of the day, that's what I would do, and I think that anybody that's my friend would understand, maybe not like it, but understand at the end of the day why I didn't say nothing. Because
if it was flipped around, and if it was you cheating on Brandy, you wouldn't want Ty running around telling her.
Well, obviously, if I cheated, I wouldn't want anyone telling. You know what I mean? Like, that's how cheating works.
That's how cheating. You're not like, let's get busted, yo.
Yeah, let's cheat and tell people. That's not cheating. Then now you're just fucking other people.
Yeah,
it's not even cheating. I think cheating is like a coveted, closed thing that you do, like behind your lover's back. You're not cheating if you're like fucking people in her face. That's just fucking people in her face.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the main point of that, the key to that question was a male friend and a female friend. They're both your friends. It's not someone that's closer than the other. You can assume that both of these people are the same amount of close to your life. A lot of people
commented and was like, nope, mind your business. And a lot of people were like, I'm telling because I'm a true friend to both of them, and no matter what, if I found out the other thing about the other person, then I would tell too, because I'm a true friend. And so I'm like, that makes it controversial, you know what I mean? People are like, I would absolutely tell. There's no way to be 50-50. Either you're 100% loyal to everyone around you, or you're not at all. And if you don't tell, then you're not loyal. And I'm like, It ain't got nothing to do with me being not loyal. That got to do with it ain't my motherfucking business, and I'm not trying to even involve myself in nothing that don't concern me like that. Like, that's not my thing.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page on that one.
Yeah, ain't nobody on that shit.
Stop cinching.
Yeah, I ain't doing it.
That's the fucking moral of that one. You got one more, or is that the last one?
No, I got just a couple of these bitches. Let's just keep them rolling. Let's see. Okay, here we go. If a woman loses, or if a woman is pregnant and the fetus dies, did she lose a child?
Okay, well, this is a tough one because you didn't stipulate any sort of timing.
The fetus, I mean, it's a fetus still, so it's never became.
So it's never got birthed out.
Never birthed. Yes, the fetus died within her. It was stillbirth type deal. Did she lose a child?
She lost a
fetus. Hold on. Wait a second. Wait, hold on.
Yeah. What happened?
I mean, y'all can talk about it. I gotta pee.
Oh, all right.
I mean, she lost a fetus for sure.
Did she lose a child though? Was it ever a child, or did she lose a child?
I would say no, right? I would, because there's, I mean, you gotta be born and be 1 day old to be a child.
Yeah, I would say so.
So it would
it sucks. I'm not saying it doesn't suck. I'm sure if she was planning on having the child to begin with, then I'm sure she was quite attached to it the same way she would have been any newborn baby. But at the end of the day, I mean, she lost what she lost.
Yeah, what's the difference between a human child and a human fetus? It's a human, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it was a life. A life got lost, I will say, sure. I mean,
so I would say in a way, but not in the right context, she did lose a child.
She didn't lose a child. She lost a life.
Yeah, there we go.
Life was lost, like a living thing was lost. But
Yep. So these have been fun, actually. It's been fun talking about these.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, a little bit weird, but...
Yeah, it's been strange, but I mean, a lot of this is stuff that people don't talk about in fear of, being pigeonholed into some sort of way of thinking.
You got to freely say the N-word. You don't get to do that every day.
No, I don't, but it was fun. I got to do it, and it was a lot of time. It was a lot of fun. I did it right in front of Jarvis. He loved it, so I felt really good about it. But yeah, I think that a lot of this is shit that people should talk about, and people should actually have these debates about, and open discussions with no judgment, and no fear of being persecuted for what you're saying. If you're in this area where you're having this debate, then you should be able to have the debate. Maybe a Facebook comment feed isn't the best place for it, because you put your opinion there and then all your friends say so-and-so commented on this post, and then they read it and it reads all the things that you said, and then they read it out of context.
Yeah.
They're not reading it within the debate. They're reading it out of context in just your one comment. So it could be problematic, but I can't really think of a better way to do it. Maybe Twitter. Twitter is maybe a little bit less.
Perhaps.
A little bit less personal. You know what I mean? But did you see the video of old Zucks? Old Zucky?
Being grilled by the senators?
Zuck the cuck in the Senate?
I watched a clip of it on the news.
Yeah, I saw a couple clips. It was pretty fun.
Lots of good memes from it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of good memes.
So now that I'm back, I want to know what y'all thought.
What was the question?
Yeah, what was the question?
Oh, fetus.
Did she lose a child?
She lost a life, not a child.
She didn't lose a child in that context. She lost a life, but a human child and a human fetus is still a human life. So she did lose that life. But if you're talking child, you have to be born and a day old to be a child. Otherwise, you're not a child.
That's how we're defining child as being born.
So someone was pregnant and they didn't have a fetus. They didn't lose a child.
They lost a life, which is the same.
It's
basically the same thing. You know what I mean? When you think about it, there's no reason for them to be less or more or less bummed. But
if your kid's in a car accident, you lost a child.
We're defining a child as a child, and a newborn or a fetus is a fetus.
The feedback on this.
I'd even give it if the child's born and then there's some complications and it dies a couple hours after it's born. Still a child.
Yeah, that's a child. Yeah, for sure.
I'd say a child.
If it's born, it's born. If it's not
born, it's born.
Some people feel like if it's in you, then it is you. I don't know.
There has to be some sort of.
Until we change how birthdays work, 1 year, 1 day, that's how it goes. When you come out, that's your birthday. So, I say you're not a child until you're born.
I would agree with that. You're not a child until you're born.
So, yeah, this has been fun, man.
Absolutely.
We talked about how fun it was to talk about all this controversial stuff.
Exactly.
And then
dive deep. Should be approaching 1. Roach should be. It's 1 right now. Roach should be in this bitch. We got music to record.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some music. You want to talk about music?
Yeah, got some new. You guys are working on new stuff. You have almost album done.
We have an album that's gonna be released.
As soon as
we'll
these distributors want to upload our shit.
Yeah, we'll say 2 weeks from now to be safe, because that's what they told me. That was the long end of what you want to estimate or whatever. But I set it up to be added as soon as possible. So the album will probably start popping into various online stores and streamers in the next.
We released like 6 tracks on SoundCloud or something, but that's not the full album. You know what I mean? There's more.
And this album is called Never Sober, correct?
No, it's self-titled.
Roach
Status.
Really?
Yeah, self-titled.
What is Never Sober? That's just a tagline?
That's just a gimmick.
See, I've been seeing all this Never Sober stuff, and I thought that was the name of the new album.
that we made.
It's just us. We're never sober.
I think
called Never Sober.
I said Never Sober in a song we did.
Oh.
And then it just took off from there. It kind of snowballed.
As
most things that I do tend to take off like that.
I'm pretty sure Roach said Never Sober in the hook on Bobby Whitney, but either way, it doesn't matter.
I said Never Sober. My steez round the clock.
So this will be your
chief off while I sleepwalk in my knee socks.
Yeah, you said that after Roach had the hook on there.
Mm-hmm.
Whole steez is I'm never sober.
Oh yeah, that's probably true.
So this will be your guys'.
I don't care.
God damn it, you're right.
Stop arguing, please.
I thought I coined the term, but you're probably right.
But whatever.
Because he had that hook before we wrote to it.
Yes, I mean whatever.
You're right.
You can have it then. Fuck it. Ty did it.
So
yeah, fuck Roach. He's not here.
We're gonna say that Raul came up with it. Never Sober. DJ Ra. He says that all the time.
For anything, and like Ra does a lot of fucking scratches shit. Ra does a lot of behind
the scenes shit.
Ra helped fucking build half of the shelves and drywall and fucking everything inside this motherfucker that Ra don't get no credit for. No one's. He was on active fucking duty during the time that we shot
our country.
During the time that we shot the music video, so that was just untimely. But like. People don't see Ra, so he get no credit. But
last I checked, there are no foreign militaries marching through our streets with machine guns right now. So thank you, Ra.
Man, he do a whole lot of transporting. You know what I mean? He the one who had the truck for the longest. You know what I mean? He half of the shit got over here because of this nigga, and he drive all around and shit. He do a lot of shit, and he do a lot of shit behind the scenes as far as on the music shit that don't nobody see. Or you hear it, but you don't even know that you're hearing it. So,
yeah.
Shout out to Ra. It's a lot of shit that y'all don't know about.
Yep, he's a shit, and he also coined the term Never Sober. So this is the second release for Rogue Status.
Yeah, second release. I'm not sure how many songs it's gonna have on it.
14
we got a
songs.
couple choices.
14? It's got 14 songs. Yeah.
Are you sure? But it's
14 songs for sure.
We got a new. There's another song. See, y'all getting behind the scenes right now.
Yeah, there's always new shit coming, but on this self-titled album, there's 14 songs.
Is Fake News on there?
No.
Oh, so you guys might have to wait until this album drops and then until the next album drops after that to hear Mikey Booyah on Fake News. And Fake News is that's my favorite song. I thought that shit was gonna be on the album.
Fake News isn't even done though.
Only because it don't got his verse on it. I thought he was gonna be on the remix.
Yeah. Well,
got you. No, yeah, we didn't put it on the new album.
Yeah. I thought he. Okay.
We can just drop it as a single sometime in between.
All right. Well, be on the lookout, man. We probably gonna drop Fake News. I'm gonna push for that shit because that's my favorite track that we done did. Recently.
I love how we've been recording for an hour and Jarvis is just now talking to the camera. Bam.
Bow, nigga. Bow. I be in my own zone over here, man. I'm drinking on this shit. My wife asked me a bunch of questions and shit.
Mm-hmm. That's how it is. That's why I don't pull my phone out of my pocket when I'm podcasting. You guys obviously don't respect me or the show, but that's okay. Fake News is a dope track.
Wait till you get married, my nigga.
Fake News is dope. I remember, I think that you and Nick both hit me up on the same day, and you were like, hey, I need a verse from you. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm down. And then Nick was like, hey, we need to get you on a song. And I was like, okay, is this like the same song, or how many songs is this? And then I want to say you both sent me the beat. Fake News. It
sounds like a Booyah track.
Or I got the whole song just with an empty verse at the end, and that
shit sound like Mikey all way. Yo, by the fucking way,
immediately loved it.
Yeah. On a side note, what the fuck is up with your goddamn music? What's up with that shit? Nigga don't even. Niggas don't even know that Mikey rapping shit. So
Dude,
what the fuck is going on?
Something weird happened like a couple years ago, and I didn't want to make songs about nothing anymore. And then I got in this like weird creative dry spell. Well, my creativity's going towards other things.
No, Denizen was dope.
But yeah, and
it was creative. Obviously, it wasn't you rapping your fucking face off on everything. I'm saying the blend and the mix. It was creative. I see that you was taking like a different creative.
Yeah,
venture
I started
on
messing
type
with the
deal.
DJ shit and did Denizen like when I first started Natural Habitat.
That's what I'm saying. I know all this shit. I got everything.
And then I put out that Universe track, which was kind of like, you know, trying to like, I was starting to move into actually talking more about stuff without being too corny about it, but trying to make people think about shit. And I still hadn't figured it out, but that song's pretty good. And then I made that Stand Down track, which I just liked, that came out good, and now I have 2 songs on Spotify. So I'm currently rebranding myself and trying to like redo my my sound and my image.
But you're still rapping.
Oh yeah, I'm still rapping, and I'm also still recording things. They're just not getting released.
Okay.
So they're out there somewhere. And
what the fuck happened to man?
This is what I
need
do.
to hear that Mikey Beast Mode shit. That shit was retarded.
I thought that this was a bad thing until I just heard an interview with Prof talking about like his style of writing songs. And this is what I do is I'll find a beat, I'll write a verse, I'll write a hook, and then I'll put it away. And cuz I'll get bored when I'm like on something for too long. And then I'll go back to it later, and sometimes I'll read it and I'll be like, "Oh, I don't really like that. I don't want to write a second verse to that." And then I'll read a different one and I'll be like, "That's dope." Write another verse to that with a fresh mind a couple months later.
Right.
And that's how I'm piecing things together now. I always used to do one song all the way through, and I wouldn't stop. But for some reason, I've been bouncing around. I don't know how you guys do it. If you write a verse and a hook, is it gone forever? Or can you pull that out and
it's crazy.
Build to it?
I wrote to this track that Ty me up this morning and was like, Ty me up at like 6 something this fucking morning and was like, yo, I'm trying to write to this shit, and I'm trying to write and record today, and I don't never get to pick the beats, and this is what I'm trying to pick. So I was like, all right, cool. So I pulled out my notepad or whatever online. I write on Evernote. So I put on my notepad, and I was like, I ain't really feeling this beat like that. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just try to recycle some shit that I got that I ain't spit yet. So I looked at all the shit that I haven't spit. Yo, I got shit written in since September, August of last year, November, October, every month that I still got verses that I ain't spit on nothing yet. And I was like, you know what? I'll keep them in the motherfucking vault. And then I went outside, I put my speaker outside, and I went out front, and I just sat down and I wrote to this new track, which still isn't 100% finished. I got 2 lines, I think, to write, but
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so I write kind of sporadically like that too. And as far as using them, I use them when they get used. But as long as when I feel like writing, I write.
What about you, Ty?
What was the question?
Your writing style. Do you do one song all the way through? Do you jump around between songs?
So I think I jump around a bit more so than I
mean, you guys have been doing group stuff right now, so it's a lot easier when you just have to write a verse.
Right, just the one verse, typically.
But I mean, like for some reason I've always looked at it like if I don't complete a song when I'm working on it, then that song will never be made. And
no, I don't look at it like that.
That I move on, and then I have all these old verses, notebooks of shit that I never used.
Yeah.
That isn't that good because I wasn't as good of a lyricist back then. I could take them and probably tune
I've got
them up.
probably hundreds of unused verses that are just sitting. Like I've got shit dating all the way back to when I first started rapping. Mm-hmm. That's just sitting, and a lot of it's written on paper, which is nice because I physically have something tangible.
Yeah.
Whereas like now I do the majority of my writing on my phone, and if something doesn't get used, by the time I get a new phone or something, like it's probably not getting used. Like all the shit that I've written on my old phone, that's chances are. I mean, unless I dig my old phone up, charge the motherfucker, bring it to the studio.
That's why you need an app. I got an app.
Yeah, it links it all
I
together.
guess it probably does throw my shit to the cloud, but still, you know what I mean? Like, I think if I don't use something within a certain radius of time, like, I'm probably not going to use it.
You're gonna like grow out of it almost.
I think like
Almost.
a year
There's certain
maybe.
shit though, like there's certain like the track that me, you, and Sachi wrote to that what is that, Summertime Chillin' or something. We wrote that months ago. I just looked at my shit. We wrote that in January.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Are you telling me that that's not gonna get used?
You wrote "Summertime Chillin' in the middle of winter.
That's how you gotta do it.
Wishing about summertime. I see.
Or what's it called? Summertime Groove. That's
It's
another
called
one I'm saying.
"Summertime and the Living's Easy."
Yeah, right. So, but I mean, are you telling me like we're never gonna record that? And I know I wrote that in January. I just looked today, so like.
Well, yeah, that's within a few months. I meant like, you know, I'd say anything over a year. If it gets to be a year, I'm probably not using it.
No, I'm probably not using it. If it gets, I'll use it before
Although,
it gets to be.
There
a year.
was that one. Oh no, it got recorded though. It just sat for a while. So I mean, like, if something gets recorded and sits for a while, yeah, it's probably gonna get released. If something gets written and then just sits for more than a year, I'm probably not recording it.
Yeah, I mean,
unless it specifically fits something that, you know.
But I'm
pops
probably
up.
never gonna let anything sit for a year, because after it gets to be about 8-9 months, I just be like, cool. I'll just throw this on a tape of verses. I'll just do one verse to this beat, and it'll fucking have Booyah scratch some, and it'll go right to another beat real quick, and I'm just gonna use it before it gets to be like, all right, I'm not gonna use it.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I actually did a song like that on the Natural Habitat mixtape, where it was like 6 or 7 different beats, and it was just all these different
Verses,
pieces of things
yeah,
that I had.
But it could be dope, like motherfucker, hear you
All different
doing-
tempos and
yeah, like
shit.
all that shit. Like, so before I just not use it, that's what I'll do with it. So
Yeah.
it don't never, I guess, not get used. But sometime some of the shit that y'all hear was written fucking 9 months ago.
Yeah, but really,
or recorded 10 months ago.
what I've really been waiting for is for this place to be built and for the computer to be back up and running, because I need beats. I need new beats that I'm feeling, that I actually like. A lot of shit doesn't really give me that motivation when I hear it. And going back to Fake News did that. When I heard it, I was like, I need to write to this right now. Like, I want to write to this beat. So there was no work involved. It was like I couldn't wait to write a verse to it, as opposed to, let's see if I could think of something that will go to this.
I almost want to give
You
you a
know
little
what I
preview right now, but we ain't got it queued up nowhere, so fuck.
We can throw it at the end of the
It
podcast.
goes fake news, put your fake news, fake news, put your fake news, fake news, put your fake news, boom, 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 the fake news, boom, boom, my fake news,
goes
shoot,
basically
boom,
like
fake
that.
news.
It's basically
You know what? I might actually have.
just a beat.
I think I might actually have the.
Don't give him no lyrics. Just give him just a maybe, just a
Just a
beat
little
or
piece of
something.
it. Let's see. Let's see if I type in fake news, if anything pops up. Oh,
See, it's just a beat. This son, this bitch is in transit.
let's see.
This motherfucker make you wanna go out and start dancing right now. Oh yeah, that what it sound like right there.
Oh, I don't have the computer plugged in now.
What? Oh shit, so they can't hear it, but we can hear it in the headphones?
Yeah.
Hey, that shit bumping, bruh. Hey, it's alright though. They don't need to hear it. They hear that shit.
Yeah. Well, here.
Well shit, let's fucking
just
right to
us.
this new joint.
It's just us listen to it.
You got the new one? You probably ain't got a new one. You probably got the old one. That's enough for them. They don't need to hear no more.
Maybe you could hear that. I really have no idea.
Yeah, alright.
I wasn't prepared to play things, and then this fake news thing came up. But fake news.
Shit, let's get prepared and write to this new joint, man. Let's wrap this thing up and write to this new fucking liquor joint. Jump on this shit too.
All right,
it's
yeah.
nice to fucking write and do the shit live with everybody as opposed to coming in with some
Yeah, I'm down. Let's wrap this up. Thank you for joining me on the show.
squad.
Peace.
Squad.
Peace.
Straight and greasy, Jason Priestley.
Natural Habitat Recording.